Hello and welcome, I'm Logan with All Paths Taken, and this is part 6 of my 100% walkthrough of Elden Ring. In this episode, we will be wrapping up all of Liurnia outside of Carian Manor and Lucaria. As always, we are going for every secret, every item, and every boss, so fellow Tarnished, rise and join me on my quest to become the true Elden Lord. So, I messed up in the last episode, as I kind of made clear near the end. The axe that's really cool and really strong is located right over here. So, I thought it was over here because, you know, rubble looks the same when you've been in one game for so long. But it's actually this rubble over here. That's where the weapon's located. So, there's really only 2 items in this area that I found on my prep, so we're going to go get them both. We're just going to run past all of these boys, and we're going to grab this rhymed crystal bud right here, and then right in here we have a chest. Okay, can I open it? There we go. This is our axe, our hatchet. It is pretty cool. It is a very strong weapon, and I'll show you once I get right back to that grace that we were at. So, pretty simple to find. I just felt like an idiot because I'm like, this is so simple to find. Why am I not finding it? Probably because I was in the wrong zip code. Well, that was aggressive flower. But let me show you the weapon. Because it is really, really cool. We'll go this way. So, you have Hoarfrost Stomp on this weapon, and it's legitimately a scale from a dragon. How sick is that? How sick is that? We will fight that dragon way later once we get to the Consecrated Snowfield or the Mountaintop of Giants. It's pretty cool. But this weapon is pretty sweet. It's got a very, very strong Ash of War with Hoarfrost Stomp. So, definitely something you could use if you wanted to do some frost build or frost build up for your build. But now, we are going to warp down here to Folly on the Lake. We are going to continue, what's her name? Latenna? Was that her name from last episode? Lynette? I don't remember her name. What's her name? I got it here somewhere. Ah, it's fine. We'll find out her name a little later. But we are going to head south because we are trying to look for, and I should be doing this in the daytime, but you can see these big stones, this cave underneath. That's generally where we're trying to go. Because we have some stones that we want to find. So that's my entrance. Stone should be right over here, if I remember correctly. Should be right over here on one of these trees. Yep. Smithing stone 2. And then we're going to head this way, and before we go up in that area to visit the Albinaurics village, we're going to take a little bit of a detour over here. As you can already see, we got a scarab to kill. So, this Ash of War is pretty cool too. I believe this one also does some buffing. Let's see, where is it? Alright, so, usable on shields. Sacred Affinity and the following skill. So, skill of Ancient Warriors of the Erdtree. Hold shield aloft to imbue yourself with golden power, granting momentary invincibility. Pretty sweet. So basically, you will be able to tank through everything and kill anything in your path. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Well, that crab was angry. I don't know why. But we're going to head right up here, following this western path. And we're going to grab another larval tier at the top of the hill. You don't need to kill any of these enemies unless you really, really want to. They are kind of creepy, but it's no big deal. But we got a larval tier right over here by this gravestone, or this tombstone. And then we're going to head over here to this grace. Now, from here, we are going to first hop back on Torrent. And we're going to head over the bridge. Because over here, we got to get an enemy, or we got to get a crystal weapon for you magic users out there. This will be a good melee weapon to help you out with your magic type build that you got going on. Kill the 2 Albinaurics we have the Crystal Sword, which is a pretty cool melee weapon. And then we should have another item by this tree over here. Albinauric Blood Clot. Alright, now we head back towards the Grace. You can rest if you want, if you took any damage, because it's not going to hurt anything. And then we have a really hard enemy to fight. And I say really hard because this dude will do really sneaky damage if you let him. So, this is a Depraved Perfumer. If you let him get an attack off, holy cow, he will hit really hard. Because every little poof of cloud does damage. So, if you get hit by 4 of them, that's technically 4 hits. Like, your health bar could just be obliterated. But we're going to grab the Ivory Sickle, and then we got to roll into this glowing pot, because we need to talk to this NPC to get a medallion piece.
I haven't a clue. No secrets lie with me, not a one. Oh, please leave me be. Wait then, you're not one of them? Well, what a relief. Oh, goodness me. I am Albus, an Albinauric. As you can see, we're finished. The whole village is finished. The cursemongers have destroyed everything. No one that remains has their wits about them. I beg you. Would you look after this medallion? You must keep it out of the cursemongers' hands.
Alright, there we go. First half of the Halligtree medallion obtained.
Then please give it to her.
Alright, hang on 1 second. Just gotta pull up my notes. Remember where the heck she's at. Alright, so she is right over here. Latenna, that's what it is. I forgot that's what her name was. Alright. So,
I told the all-hearing
now we just gotta talk to her.
that I possess no such medallion. Or have you come to take more from me? Was my other half not enough?
Show medallion.
Do you speak true? So old Albus entrusted his medallion to you. Then I've no choice but to trust that this was his dying will. Let's try again. I'm Latenna, an Albinauric, the same as old Albus. My apologies for my coarse words earlier. I presume the worst. Seeing that you're another Tarnished like that all-hearing brute, I hope that you will forgive me.
Sure, I forgive you. We're gonna talk to you again, though.
The medallion's better off in your hands anyway. Would you consider doing me a great service? I must go back. There is something I must do, even if I must say farewell to my wolf Lobo. Will you show me the way? To the land of Miquella's Halligtree.
I guess I can.
I would gladly apprise you of the whereabouts of the medallion's other half.
You've only been incredibly rude to me,
They
but sure, I'll take
say
you.
The other half of the medallion is beyond the Forbidden Lands, north of the Erdtree, in Castle Sol, on the mountain tops of the Giants, accessible by the Grand Lift of Rold. Then I suppose it's time. Farewell, Lobo. My faithful wolf. My better half. I will go with the Tarnished, so that our journey will not have been in vain. Forgive me, Lobo.
Alright.
Call upon me when needed, and I will fight at your side.
Kinda cool. Kinda cool. I like that little lore piece, how we can just absorb people. But now, let's see, can I level up? No, I cannot. Now, since we've got that done, we've explored for the most part of what we need under here. We just got to go back and fight a boss. So, the boss over here is the Omen Killer. It is, if you've played Dark Souls 1, believe it or not, it is just the Kappa Demon. That's basically the moveset of this boss. It moves a little bit faster than the Kappa Demon. And for lack of better words, just shoots fire everywhere. Like, that's what it likes to do. It loves to spam jump attacks or swipes with each individual weapon, and then it loves to just spray fire. So you can backstab them. You can do all sorts of things to them. But before we start the fight, we wanted to run and grab that weapon. Or not that weapon. The Ruin-Arc. And then we wanted to find the dog and throw a Cuckoo at it. That way we aggro it, and the boss does not see us. And we got another Cuckoo. What? Right in the butt. There we go. Perfect. Now there's another dog off to the left over there, but it may not see us until the boss fight starts. So I'm gonna throw a Cuckoo. I'm gonna use my flask. I'm gonna buff. And here comes the Capper Demon, shooting fire everywhere. Pretty easy to walk up behind and backstab. But again, loves to spam attacks, so don't be surprised if he just keeps spamming. And spraying fire everywhere. Ow. And there's your Omen killer. Pretty easy. Pretty easy. And then we have a dog right over yonder. Should be over here somewhere. Yeah, there he is. Alright, so this area is pretty much explored. There's nothing else over here. Again, if you didn't grab the Ruin-Arc that's over there on that body, make sure you go over and grab it. But this little area underneath this big rock is done. Now we're going to warp back to... we'll go Revenger's Shack. Why not? And then we're going to head up to fight a boss in a jail. So hop on Torrent. And we're going to mark this on your map. And we're going to go fight a giant troll. With a big stinking sword. God, this game's so beautiful in 4K. Oh. When I first played this game, I played on my TV. And my TV was 4K. But, like, it didn't look as clear or as beautiful as this. Like, I'm playing on a 4K monitor compared to a TV. And granted, the TV didn't have, like, the super fastest refresh rate or anything. But, like, man. This game is so friggin' beautiful, it hurts. Alright, but I'm gonna hit this dude a couple times. Wow, I missed. There we get to roll. Run to the head. Boom! Ouch. That's fine. Because he's dead. Simple enough. Simple enough. But we get a pretty cool spell. Greatblade Phalanx. So if you have that glint blade staff that we picked up earlier, you now have your first spell that you can use on that. And I believe you could also buy some more of those spells if you go back to Selling and hand her some of our scrolls that we've gotten. Alright, so let's heal up. You're now going to keep heading north. Why did it have to start raining? That makes everything really awkward. But we're going to mark this junction here. And we're going to go to the 4 Belfries next. You can ignore the bats. There's no real crazy items in there or anything. It's just blocking some craftable stuff. Alright, there should be a grace right over here. So once you see it, make sure you rest. I think I have enough to level up now. I should be pretty close to it. Nice. Now... So, you have two choices when you're going to go through this next area. There is a camp right over here. So, with the camp, you could either go this direction and go down through it and fight the enemies that are going to be up here, and then kill the smaller enemies that are down here. The problem with doing that is there's a chance you could alert one of those phantom trolls and lure them inside. There's also a pumpkin head that's over here, so you could have everybody and a big Lothric knight, or not a Lothric knight, excuse me. They're like the Red Mane Knight, the Lindell Knight, or the Lucaria Knight, but it's the Lucaria version, obviously. So, that is something that you'll all have happen. If you go this way, there's a chance that that could happen. So, I'm going to run this way, because we're going to grab a shield that's right about in here. We're going to go up, and then around, and back to our site of grace. So, that's generally how I would say you should want to do this. However, if you wanted to go up that little hill and up that path, you are welcome to do so as well. But we're going to run right over here to the jellies. And we're going to grab these two items, the jellyfish shield. We're just going to keep going this way. And then we're going to run right into a camp filled with those Cuckoo soldiers. Or is it Cuckoo? I don't remember. But the one flaw with going this way is you will have a little sorcerer buddy, one of those little nobles, that's going to spam glintstone pebble on you. But other than that, this is the much easier way, because it's just normal enemies until you start fighting the pumpkin head. Row of fruit, cool. Rune arc, cool. Stop it, you're so annoying. Alright, so they're all dead. Open up the chest for a glintstone. I want to take off the kukri, I don't need it anymore. And then now we are going to go fight a pumpkin head. Again, try to get behind it so you hit its body, not its head. Ow. God dang it. There we go. Thank goodness I got this Banished Knight armor to drop, because that makes it so much easier to tank through some attacks, because you don't really get access to a lot of good heavy armor until mid to late game. Alright, so he's all dead, they're all dead. Now we want to heal. There should be a Lucarian Knight over that direction. Got a smithing stone 4 from the chest. Ah, there he is. Alright, well, before we go kill him, we're going to open this chest. And then we're going to go kill that little spammer who's spamming that glintstone pebble. Where is it? Should be over here somewhere. Where'd he go? He's supposed to be, like, right here. Ah, he ran away. Like the scaredy cat he is. Alright, can I kill you by knocking you off the edge? Aw. Aw. Alright, so he's dead. Now we can get on Torrent. I'm just going to do one last look. I think we got all the items, but I just want to double check. So we got that spot done. And then up here to the northeast. Yes, we have that spot done too. Alright, so now we're going to circle back to that grace. Actually, how am I doing on heals? Perfect! We don't need to circle back. Now, we're going to head this way, because we're going to start clearing out this cart that you saw. So, the cart over here contains a pretty cool Carian weapon. How you're going to do this is you're going to ride over and try to fight this knight on the horse first. You know, once you get a chance to defeat all of the other enemies. And then you're going to start fighting everybody else. Alright, dog. Be nice. Calm down. And the reason we want to do this is because even if we do stop the cart with the trolls, there's going to be enemies that attack us, and it's going to make our getaway really difficult. And since we have this really strong Zweihander, might as well just start taking out everybody now. It's technically the harder way, but it's not that hard. Alright, now we can run up and kill the rest of them. God, MVPs are so strong. Almost there. Only like 2 enemies left before we get to fight the trolls. Oh, perfect. And they're not even going to come over here. Sick. Then I'm going to heal. We're going to do charge attacks. And then go to the head. That's a lot of damage. There we go. And now the cart is stuck. Again, you do not need to kill the other troll, because it takes 2 trolls to try to get this thing moving. And there we have our Carian Knight Sword. Pretty fun. Pretty cool. But now we've explored most of this side of the area. Now, we're going to go back here. And then we're going to go up to the 4 Belfries. Alright, so from here, now we're going to take that northeastern path up the hill. There will be a couple of different phantom enemies that'll pop up. Like you'll see a troll that'll pop up. You can see him over there on the left just a little bit, that big white object. But there's another one over here. And there may even be like a Ruin Bear troll or Ruin Bear phantom up here somewhere. So overall, just try to avoid them. But because we're going to eventually just keep heading north, we're just going to follow this hill. The trolls will leave you alone once you get higher into the Belfries, because it's like out of their range of aggro. But the 4 Belfries, essentially what they are is you have to find these different keys, these different stone sword keys that are imbued with like a magical power. So overall, it's not super important to do all of them. I'm going to tell you what they are right now. So it's up to you when you find them to go and do them. It's not a huge deal because not a lot of them lead to really interesting or crazy areas. So I'm going to show you on the map here. I'll zoom in so you can see. We have our highest point one, then our middle one, and then our lowest one, right? So the one that we're at right now is technically the very highest, but there's nothing here other than a chest with a key in it. So from here, I'm talking about from highest to lowest with the next 3. So it'd be highest, middle, lowest. So from, where do I have it in my notes? From top to bottom, the highest gate leads to a Crucible Knight that only drops ruins, and there is a modeled necklace talisman that raises immunity and robustness and focus. So immunity would be like your poison resistance, robustness is your immunity to rot, I believe, and then focus is your resistance to madness. So if you're someone who really wants that, you can use your key on that. The next one, the middle one, is what leads to the Chapel of Anticipation, where you can fight the Grafted Scion from the beginning of the game. He drops a really cool straight sword, dual-wield weapon. So that's something that I will actually do. But the final gate, The lowest one leads to a small section of Farum Azula, which contains the Pearl Drake Talisman. I recommend using it on the middle one. And how you know you're at the right one is because each chapel will have its own different comment or message on the ground, kind of giving you a hint to what it is. So if we go over to this highest point one, it says Precipice of Anticipation. Wait, what? Huh? Heh? This is the Anticipation one. Did I mix them up wrong? I did mix them up wrong. Whoops. That's fine. But that is the Anticipation, Precipice of Anticipation. That leads you back to the beginning of the game. This one is Night Sky Unceasing, so that leads to the Crucible Knight that's just standing there, literally nobody around him, not doing anything. And then the very bottom one will lead you to Farum Azula. So there's a little message by each of them, just telling you what they are. So again, you're looking for the one that says Precipice of Anticipation. You're going to use the imbued sword key. And then we're going to take the portal to go mess up that grafted Scion. Alright, here we are. I am so ready to mess this dude up. Revenge is so sweet. We're going to go, ha. Hi-ya. And here we are. That's so much damage. That's so much damage. Yeah, I ain't no pushover anymore. You gotta actually fight me straight up. It's not fun, is it? Get wrecked, scrub. Get wrecked. Get wrecked. Get wrecked. Alright, but now we have his straight swords, which are pretty cool. So, the Ash of War is basically just buffing him, but now you have a two-hand straight sword weapon that you can use. If you were lucky enough to beat him early in the game, this is actually a pretty cool weapon to use for early game. But let's put these Y-hander back on. And now we can warp all the way back. We don't really need to go to the Belfries anymore because we've done everything there. Let me take a look at my notes. Can't remember if I need to go from there. From the Grace, head northeast. Did that. Road to Carian Manor. No, we're gonna pause. We're gonna pause for the cause on that. We'll do Carian Manor in the next episode. So now we are gonna go all the way over here because there's a small section that I forgot to do over here in like 2 episodes ago. Alright, so how this is going to work is, number one, actually, I got to get off Torrent. We got to pass time tonight because we need to fight a Knight's Cavalry. So, we're going to ride through here. We're going to pick up any item that we see. There should be a Lucerne in this area. And then there should be another item or two that we'll need to grab as well. But here is our Lucerne. Then we have just a couple items on the ground. Nice golden runes and some crystal darts. And then we're going to head this way and fight our Knight's Cavalry. It's the exact same Knight's Cavalry fight as it has always been. So just expect to do the same thing. But expect him to get stuck a lot more. Calm down. Yeah, I don't think I'm getting any charges off. Unless he gets stuck like that. Oh, come on. Fall down. Come on, dude. I'm over here. One more hit. Oh, dang it. There we go. How much damage? Oh, that's pretty good. Good move. Alright, there we go. Easy enough. And then we get a pretty cool Ash of War. Icicle Spear. It's a pretty good Ash of War if you're trying to have a frost build. Alright, where's my beetle? Ah, right in front of me. I'm an idiot. Alright, this one will blow up. And we get a Somber 2. Then we're going to head north. Just want to show you this as well. That this will lead you to the section we've already done. God, that looks cool. The night sky. Now we're up here basically by that stargazer. That's right over here. That I had trouble finding from a couple episodes ago. But we're gonna want to fall back off. Because we gotta go talk to Hyetta. Hyetta should now be over here. Since we've killed Edgar the Revenger in the last episode. We should be able to go talk to her right over here.
Hello? Is someone there? Would you donate any strawberry grapes in your possession to me? I'm on a pilgrimage in search of the distant light. And when I eat one of those grapes, I can feel the light in the back of my eyes.
Sure, we'll give you one.
Many thanks to you. Now I can feel the distant light once more. That aside, I wonder what strawberry grapes really are. Delectably tender and sweet, yet searing. What a sight they must be to behold.
Yeah, they are, human eyes, so...
No.
I hate to break it to you.
That's not possible. Not all of those people. Their own... So those noises I heard were...
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of gross, isn't it?
Sorry. I'm alright now. Don't mind me.
Okay.
I apologize. You only did as I asked. I'll be fine. Think no more of it.
Okay. You okay over there? Alright, so now we rest, and then we'll go talk to her again.
Is that you over there? I've gleaned something very important indeed, thanks to you. The reason why it was eyes I had to eat. The distant light is far and frail, so faint it can't be seen by the naked eye. But with everyone's eyes together, it appears. Finally, it all makes sense. I'm certain now. I will be a finger maiden.
Okay.
I've gleaned something very important. I'm certain now.
Alright, well. We will eventually see her again at Bellum Church. This little spot here just leads back up to where we were, so there's nothing over here that's really noteworthy. The bridge just leads down to the Academy Gate town. There might be an item on this stretch of bridge, but it's like a craftable. It's not that big of a deal. And then you're going to be right back at the Academy Gate Town Grace. So, the next section we're going to go is where Hyetta is. We're going to warp to South Lucaria Gate. We are going to very briefly enter into the main gate area. Actually, can I level up really quick? That'd be great, if I can. Yes. Actually, you know what? I don't think we will go this way. I'll save Lucaria completely for a different episode. We are going to actually warp over here to Road to the Manor, where Smithing Master E.G. is. And then we are going to run. Oh, nope, I'm dead. Ah, dang it. That was funny. Alright. We'll go last. We'll go last Grace visited. I don't want to warp somewhere that's going to put me in an annoying spot. Alright, so grab our ruins that are so neatly here and nicely here. Now we're going to jump over the wall. And then we're going to run down a little bit over here to the side because we want to drop down to the ground. And what am I stuck on? And then we're going to head north. There's pretty much nothing over here that's important. So again, if you do see an item, it's most likely a craftable. But we are primarily running this way because we want to go grab another golden seed. We also want to hug this wall because there should be a chair in here with a somber smithing stone somewhere. Should be somewhere along the cliffside. Like, I think it's in these trees. Yep, there it is, right ahead of me. Kind of tough to see with the fog, but it's there. And then we're going to run and grab a Grace. Alright, how many golden seeds do I have? Do I have enough to get another one? Or is that my first one? Not enough. Alright, so we're going to keep heading down this path. And then we're going to take a sharp right and go up and talk to Hyetta again. Alright, so once you see this cliffside start dropping, we're going to head up that direction. You can ignore the big fart cloud dudes. You can also ignore this random knight. Unless you're trying to farm that dude for his weapons and armor and his spells. If he does drop a spell, I don't think he does because I've never gotten one. You can do that. Otherwise, you're just going to get the Cuckoo stones from him if he drops them as well. But up here, we are going to grab, or we can talk to this merchant, show you what he's got in his inventory, and then you can decide if you want to stop here as well. He's got rune arcs, he's got a cookbook for great bows and great arrows, so pretty useful. He's also got a bow as well. But I might actually buy those rune arcs, because I like rune arcs. They are very helpful. Alright, let's purchase these. Nah, I don't need anything else. Alright, and then we're gonna hop on our horse again. And away we go. So at Bellum Church, we're gonna see Hyetta off to the left. And we're also gonna get another sacred tear. Hi.
Is that you over there?
It is.
Have you ever heard of fingerprint grapes?
I have.
They're special grapes which only grow on those who've been clasped by the burnt fingers. I would truly love to try one. The distant light seems far closer than before.
Really?
But I can't sense a thing from the usual grapes anymore.
Gotcha.
Please, could you donate a fingerprint grape to me? Without one, I don't know. I feel like I might go mad.
She sounds like an addict. Suffering from withdrawals. But we got a boatload of centipedes over here. And then we're going to head north again. We got a small camp to take out. Actually, this one's rather large because it's going to be launching some catapults at you. So you want a serpentine again. Make sure you're swerving, bobbing and weaving. Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodging. If you've seen Dodgeball, the Underdog movie, or the Underdog story, you know what I'm talking about. But with this camp, honestly, I don't recommend you kill everybody. Just because there are some enemies like the wheel chariots that are kind of annoying. So we're just going to grab this. The great mace. We're going to hop on our horse. We're going to ride through the camp because I believe there's another item over here somewhere. Ah, that's what I was looking for. Oh, JK, not what I was looking for. Thought that was an item, not a beetle. that gives me nothing but FP flasks back, which I don't even have. And then we're going to go over here, look to see what items we got. I could have swore there was another item. Maybe it was a drop from somebody I killed. Ah, there it is. We got our glintstone cuckoo. And then we're going to head out of here. So again, you can fight all of them if you want. No real need or necessity for me. Then this is where you're going to use the Dectus Medallion when you find the other half in Caelid to go up to Altus Plateau. But honestly, we're not going to use that route. That route, or this kind of skips a lot of the area, like a hidden area that you can use as well. But we're going to grab the Dragon Wound Grease, and then we're going to come off to the north side of the staircase, and there will be a beetle over here by some bats, if I remember correctly. So we're going to kill this thing to get a Somber 3. And I believe that's the only item over here. I got to check again. Yep, we are golden. Alright, now we're going to head up this path. And as you can see that tower over there, straight ahead above my head, that tower will eventually turn into a Madness Lord of the Rings tower with the all-seeing eye. It's kind of cool. Kind of cool. So when you're running through, you kind of want to stay in the shadows so it doesn't see you right away, but eventually you will get seen and madness will start to build up. Oh, missed my ramp. Alright, so from here, make sure you're fully healed. Oh god, I don't know what's going on with my voice today. But make sure you're fully healed so you can run over here and kill these guys without getting a lot of madness and hopefully not dying like I'm about to. Oh, thank you, ladder. No! Dang it. Oh well. Alright, let's try that again, shall we? Alright, so we gotta run all the way this way. So where we are going now, as I, just got Torrent hit in the booty, is we're gonna head up north, try to get the Madness Village done with. Aw, Torrent, I'm sorry. And then once we get the Madness Village done with, we're going to go up to a church. That church will eventually give us another Sacred Tear and an Invader that will help us complete Hyetta's questline. Now, I will say I might switch to the Great Mace, because I am getting tired of swinging a Colossal Weapon. It's really fun, though. I am enjoying this Y-hander a lot. But it's so tiring waiting forever to do another attack. Like, oh. Alright, let's see. Can I grab these 2 items or 3 items before I get madness? Probably not. Oh, I can. Look at that crap. Good thing I died. I forgot to grab those. Alright, so we're going to rest. Or not rest. We're going to heal. We're going to grab the flask. We're going to hustle over here before the madness strikes. That's fine. We're going to get hit. Hey! I lived. I almost said I lived. We're going to run in here. And now we're going to start swinging. And swinging. And swinging until this thing's dead. See, like that. That last little swing when the combo ends. I just don't like that it's 3 swings. That's all. That's my gripe with this weapon. I wish there were 4 swings. 4 swings would kill so many more enemies. Alright, but we climb the ladder. We have a chest over here. That gives us Howl of Shabriri. Then we're going to get up to the top. And we are going to have to, quickly as we can, kill everybody before we get madness. Alright. That's that. Now we're going to drop down. Then we can head this way. Because there should be a grace over here on our way to this rise. And we got a catacombs, as you can see as well. Alright, where's my grace? Did I pass it? I feel like I passed it. I don't have it marked down on the map in terms of what direction. So it's going to bother me. Where the heck's the grace? Well, that's not right. Alright, so... Converted Fringe Tower. So, this one we need to spell Erudition. Damn. That's the one I was talking about. Is that we needed a spell to be able to get up there, because we don't have a way to climb it, I believe. Excuse me! Right? And there's no way around it. Ow! What a jerk. Hey, an item, look at that. Ow! He's so mean! Yeah, no way to climb it. Ooh, can I make this jump? I'm a legend. I'm a legend. I am legendary. Alright, yeah. So with this, again, you just need to spell. I believe. Yep, just need a spell. So this rise, I'm not gonna lie, I completely forgot about on my walkthrough. Or on my walkthrough prep. So I will come back and do this probably right before Carian Manor. Ooh, a skull. I was wondering what that was. I was like, I didn't see that earlier. There we go. Are you gonna shoot some magic at me, big boy? Alright. So, we also have tombstones to drop down for catacombs. Or is this my same catacombs that I've already gone to? This is. Dang it. Alright, well. That's a bummer. BRB. I'll be back when I get to the tower, because it's bothering me that I can't find this grace. Where's my grace? There's supposed to be one over here. Oh my god, there it is. I was like, I know there's one over here. I've gotten this one before. Alright, well, when we go to the rise, eventually, what's it called? Yeah, the Converted Fringe Tower rise, I will have that puzzle solved for you. And then we'll get into that zone as well. But we're going to head this way. We have a Madness Village to go through. Again, you can kill everybody in here if you want. That's probably what I'm going to do. Just because the enemies here aren't hard. It's just there's items that are in rooms that are by enemies, and I don't want to get stuck on them. So, I'm just going to grab them that way. So we got a Weathered Straight Sword and a Frenzied Cookbook. These guys will now also, since they are corrupted by madness, do madness attacks, as you can see. Ow. Dang, they're dropping items left and right. Ooh, I got a Sword Coat and the Straight Sword. Heck yeah. And then we get Shabriri's Woe, which I don't know who in their right mind would want that on. It is constantly attracts enemy aggression. So you basically will never go around without alerting every enemy in the area. So, not ideal for somebody who's trying to do a 100% playthrough. So, if you're somebody who's trying to platinum the game, I do not recommend putting that on. Unless you really like challenges, then sure, go ahead. you do you, boo-boo. I ain't gonna tell you how to play. Alright, so from over here, we got a couple of rats that are gonna ambush you as you're trying to kill this beetle. But we kill that thing to get a very cool Frenzy Incantation, Frenzied Burst. I believe we have 1 or 2 items down this way as well. Actually, we got the gravestones. That's what I was looking for. So we're going to run through, grab all of our golden runes to give us just a nice chunk of change that we can eventually use to level up if you choose, or buy different items that you want. So, pretty helpful spot. And these ones actually do give you runes with money. It's not like just 100 runes like a level 1 or 200 like a level 1. Alright, now we're going to head back. And then we're going to turn, what direction is it? Northwest? Yeah, right up here. We're going to turn northwest because we have an NPC invader. Before you fight the invader, run to the church and get the grace. Because this invader can be difficult. He can hit really hard. And if you die and you don't get the grace, you got to run all the way back up here. And if you miss the grace like I did, that is outside the village, between the village and the rise, it's going to be a very long and frustrating walk back for you as you come back to this point. But we're going to be fighting Fingerprint Vike. He is going to be the one that's going to drop the what the heck is it called? It's that grape that what's her name wanted, Hyetta. Wow, I'm getting a very easy fight from this dude. So, if you're looking for a frenzied build, this is one of the few weapons in the game that does frenzy damage. Like Vike's War Spear and Vike's War Spear is the only one, to my knowledge, in the base game that does frenzy damage as a passive build-up. So it's pretty cool, pretty cool. It's got a very, very awesome Ash of War as well. So if you're looking to be real cool-like and have a lot of aura as you're trying to fight, that's a really good weapon to use. Alright, now that I had a sip of my drink, we can level up. Nice. Now, if you were looking for... if you're trying to complete White Mask Vare's questline from the the Rose Church, he says, find the blood of a maiden. This is the Church of Inhibition, this is where you can find the blood of a maiden. So, this whole area is done for now. Again, I'll come back once I have the ability to get in that, and once I've solved that puzzle, and I'll show you what that is. That'll probably be before we start Carian Manor. But now, we are going to... Let me see, is there anything else that I have not done? I can't remember. When I originally started my walkthrough prep of this, I forgot to take notes for... I forgot to take notes for the last half of the central part, which is why we're finishing up the central part now up here, because this technically lines up with the central, because you got to go from the center of Liurnia to get there. But I think we're going to head to the ravine, and then we're going to head to the last secret cave that we need to go through before we head into Carian Manor and then Raya Lucaria. So, I've mentioned this before, and I'll mention it again. Don't go to Altus Plateau before you complete everything in Liurnia and everything in Caelid, especially if you're trying to get all trophies like what this run is all about. The reason being is if you do not do that and you go to Altus Plateau, because the tunnel that we're going to, which is going to basically be climbing this cliff face that we're looking at right now, if you climb the cliff face, you beat the boss that's there, and then you head into the next zone of Altus Plateau, you lock yourself out of getting a legendary armament from Redmane Castle in Caelid. So, do not go up to Altus Plateau, because you don't even need to rest at the grace there. The moment the words Altus Plateau pop up, you are now locked out of getting that weapon. Because I tested that on one of my playthroughs when I was trying to find that last legendary armament, and sure enough, if you're on the land at all, not even if you just hit a grace, but if the words Altus Plateau pop up, you're screwed. You're not going to have to get it. It's going to have to wait till New Game Plus in order for you to get all legendary armaments. But for now, we're going to climb the ladder. We're going to get all the way up to the very top of the ladders. And then we got some miners to kill. And I don't mean miners, I mean diggers. Don't kill miners. Hopefully you got my joke. Alright, so we're going to run over here. Kill this digger. This stone digger. And then we got a couple other items, or an item right over here. Another smithing stone 4. And then we're going to go up the ladder. One thing I love about Elden Ring, if you try not to just bum rush the story and you really take your time with this, like all open world games, you can get stupidly powerful. Like, you need technically 10 different or 9 different types of stones in order to upgrade a weapon all the way through. And just in Limgrave, Weeping Peninsula, and Liurnia, you get half of your upgrade material for at least one weapon. It's pretty crazy. Is he still alive? 1 HP in a dream, my guy. Wow. Alright, so the reason I hug towards those walls is if you see like that little spiky ball trap right there, that just secretes a poison mist. I'm probably going to trigger one actually when I get over here a little bit, because they are kind of tough to see in the dark. Yeah, so if you can avoid them, great, because all that does is just prevent you from getting poisoned. Alright, now we're going to go up. There will be an item right here that we're going to want to fall off and get. It's a smithing stone 5. It is very, very helpful. Now, if you're wondering, how do I get out of here without dying? That's the neat part. You don't. You got to go back to the grace. Yeah, I don't know why that From Software did that. They just put a random smithing stone 5 there for you to get, only for you to immediately die and then have to jump off again to get your runes, because they'll land on that part. So we got to run back up the ladder. Get back to the same elevator after we kill all the vulgar militia again. And then we'll be able to continue on. Alright, so I'm not going to kill everybody again this time. Actually, I might kill the diggers. I will kill diggers. The diggers are cool because I want their pickaxe. If I get the pickaxe, I'm using that for a good chunk of time. I might not use it for the whole playthrough, but I'll use it for the chunk of time. Because I've said this before in a couple of the early episodes of my playthrough. I'm going to switch builds as often as I can, because I think that this game has too many really good weapons for someone to just play with one. And like, it's cool if you want to roleplay and be that person that's like, I want to be a dragon-only incantations for this one. That's cool. By all means, be my guest. But that's just not how I play a game like this. Like, it's gigantic. It is absolutely massive. Why would I want to only play it one tiny way? Like, my version of playing a game one way is melee only. Meaning, I'm not going to cast spells, and if I have an Ash of War, it has to be melee or oriented. I'm not going to do, like, I'm not going to do one that casts a spell, and I'm not going to do one that, like, shoots laser beams and things like that. With that being said, though, the Dark Moon Greatsword's possibly my favorite weapon in the game. You know, the one that shoots laser beams. So, am I a hypocrite? Maybe. Maybe, just a little bit. I'll let you guys decide. Alright, so we grab our gold runes after we kill those dudes. We got another one over here that we want to kill. Man, 1 HP in a dream. That's a bummer. We got 2 stones over here. We got to spin around, and we got to kill a couple of enemies. We got Stone Digger. We got Vulgar Militia. We got got another Vulgar Militia. And we got another Stone Digger. Really? Man, no items. That's a bummer. What? Another one? I thought I killed you already. Oh, that's right. You came from a room, didn't you? Yeah, I forgot. There's one in this room that's covered in poison everywhere. Okay, make that 2. There's 2 that come from this room that hide in each corner. And they're kind of blocking you from some lightning grease, I believe. Alright, then we go this way through this tunnel. And we have a beetle that explodes. Somber 4, baby. Then we run this way. We can grab the soft cotton. And then we can rest at our grace. Alright, so up here, we have a Vulgar Militia and a Bat ambush. Come on, Bat. There we go. We got another Bat ambush up here after we kill these Bats. And then we want to run this way. I was wondering if you were going to show up, or if you were just going to not see me for some reason. Dang, he got yeeted. He got yeeted across the map. Alright, now over here, before we go up the ladder, we got 1 stone. And there's another ladder over here that we can climb down. Honestly, for me, I like just falling off. Because, you know, testing fate, tempting fate, why not? So we got to kill this dude. Then we can run over here. And we can grab Somber 4. Then we come back up to the ladder and climb it. And then we got some more bats and smithing stones to gather as well. So over here is our first little group of bats. Got golden rune, got a smithing stone. Now up here you have bats on that little pillar. You have a harder bat that will just poison you, so accept the fact that you're probably going to get poisoned. You can try to kill him. That one doesn't really get staggered too much, depending on what weapon you're using. And again, by the time you're attacking, it will drop a big poison cloud everywhere, and you're going to get poisoned. So what I suggest is just you run over here and grab these 2 smithing stones, and you just get on the ladder and go up. Because if you're going to get poisoned anyway, why would you want to risk dying because of an enemy attacking you? So he might shoot another one. Yeah, I was going to say, he might shoot another cloud. Normally he does, but it's no big deal. So we come over here, we run and jump, and now we just kind of scoot around the edge and grab the golden rune, and then we jump over here as well. So from here, do I have neutralizing bolus? Now we're going to run over here. We're going to kill this bat, because we got another bat right over here. Dang, that's like a home run swing. I love it. It's so funny. And the reason we kill them, so we can get this and climb up the ladder without falling off. Because eventually, if you get like to this point, they'll still hit you with attacks and they'll knock you off the ladder, and then they'll basically stagger you until you die. So we're going to head northwest to this ladder. We're going to climb up to the very top. And then we're going to run across to this little platform over here. I believe we have a stone in the corner. And then we got a couple items to grab. Again, it's up to you if you want to fight all of these octopus or octopi. I am not going to because they're kind of an annoying enemy to kill. But we grab a Smithing Stone 3, and then we grab the Serpent-God's Curved Sword as well, which is a pretty unique weapon. Like, it looks really cool. Is it strong? I mean, in Elden Ring, every weapon can be strong. You just have to make a build for it. But it doesn't mean, like, to me, it's not as strong as something like the Zweihander, because it is just a curved sword. So, it's got that one single-handed moveset. The Spinning Slash Ash of War is kind of okay. It's nothing spectacular. So, yeah. It's an alright weapon. It just looks really cool. Then we grab the Smithing Stone 4, the Smithing Stone 3, and then we run up and hide in the corner so we don't die. Ah, I missed my item. Dang it. Well, we're going to hit the grace and then we're going to go back down. I was talking too much. I got distracted. But we had one item right over here that we're going to go grab. Whoa, that was weird. He just came through the floorboards. Oh yeah, Rune Arc. Make sure you go back for that. That's going to help you out immensely when you start fighting against the demigods like Radon or Morgott, or anybody that's really tough, honestly. Like if you struggle with Crucible Knights, by all means, slap that puppy on, give yourself more levels. But now, we are at the final boss of Liurnia that it leads to Altus Plateau. So, after this, we probably are going to end the episode. It's going to be a shorter one, which I apologize for. It's just I want to catch up or get a little farther on my walkthrough prep. Because I have so much, because I've had so much work lately, I haven't had enough time to do the walkthrough prep and try to churn out the videos. So don't be surprised if next week we only have one video instead of two. Just because I want to go through, like I've gotten through all of Carian Manor, which I could do in this episode as well, but I'm kind of running out of time. Like I only have about a half hour left instead of a full hour, and that's probably about how long it would take is a full hour to do all of this stuff on a video. So we'll save that for the next one, and then Raya Lucaria will also take about a full hour as well. So I'd like to just put those in one episode for you guys to watch. But for the next boss, we have Magma Worm. And we're going to get his weapon after we beat him. So don't buff yourself until you are actually in the arena, because most of the time he gets stuck right on that middle pillar. So you don't really have to worry too much about him attacking you. See? He's already kind of stuck. Now you want to make sure you run out of the way, because he's going to do that charge attack two to four times. It's really annoying, because you got magma everywhere that you need to avoid. I'll be danged, he's done. Nice. Oh, that's a lot of damage. Oh, that's a lot of damage. So, this magma worm... Oh no, I'm dead. The I'm dead shield worked, baby. Oh, that's unfortunate. There it is. So, where you want to hit this thing is in the head. The head does the most damage compared to the rest of the body. Around half phase, it will stand up. And I honestly suggest just stopping attacking and just standing by his butt and try to finish the fight there. You will still do an ungodly amount of posture damage to him. So after a few heavy attacks, he will stagger. See? And then you just go by the head again. You can hit him with another charged attack. And then you can immediately go into an R1 to finish. Pretty easy. Pretty easy. And now, we get his weapon, which I might actually switch to, because I've never actually used it. I've been like, man, that thing's so cool. And it's a curved greatsword. Ooh, I love that moveset. That's pretty hefty. I like it. I like it. I think I'll switch my weapon or my build to this when I get to Renala, because I need to have 15 dex and 18 faith. So, once I beat Renala, I will switch to this weapon for surezies. Alright, back to my colossal weapon. So, you can rest at this grace Do not take that elevator up to go into Altus Plateau, because again, the moment the words Altus Plateau pop up on screen, like it did when it said Lakes, Liurnia of the Lakes or Limgrave, you're going to be in a bad spot, because for lack of better words, you're not going to be able to get your weapon, like your last legendary weapon or one of the hidden legendary weapons that is somewhat story driven. So if you don't do the story right, or you don't go to the right levels, it's going to be putting you in a bad spot. Alright, we'll do that since it gives me more damage. Okay, so from here, is there anything else that I missed in Liurnia aside from Caria Manor and Raya Lucaria? I'm not seeing anything. Depending on how big this is, I have not completed this in my walkthrough prep. I'm like a quarter of the way through it. So I will probably come back for that in the Caria Manor Raya Lucaria episode. This area we will not be able to do until we get through Radon and unlock that extra area, extra underground area of Nokron and Noxtella. Which will be once we're in Caelid and done with Caelid. This whole area, technically I could do, but I'd have to run through Caria Manor, which I don't really want to do. So, we are going to wrap this episode here. In the next episode, we are going to start over here on the Frenzied Flame Village outskirts. We're going to get that puzzle solved, or I'm going to tell you what the solution is if I am unable to do it right this minute, because sometimes you might have to come back with like an incantation or a spell that you got to be able to use to get it, which is kind of common towards the end game with some of them, or one of them. So we will leave this episode here. Next episode, we're going to start with the Fringe Tower. Then we're going to go into Caria Manor. We're going to get this whole section done, the last little section of Liurnia that is untouched. And then we're going to go into Raya Lucaria as well. And we're going to finish up this underground section as well. So that is essentially what we're going to do in the next episode. Since this episode is shorter, it's only going to be around an hour and 15 minutes long, maybe an hour and 10 minutes long. The next episode is probably going to be around 3 hours to make up for it. So I apologize again for the shortness. I have caught up to my walkthrough prep. This game is massive, and I only have so many hours in a day. So I apologize about if I don't get a second video up next week. That would be probably wise, because I don't have enough time to do my walkthrough prep and the actual walkthrough and recording. So I apologize, but I will see you in the next episode. Have a great day. Let me know if you're enjoying the walkthrough, and let me know if there's any builds that you recommend. I would love to try one of your guys' builds that is kind of unique, right? Like if you have a weapon that's way different or something that not many people use, but you have a way to make it really OP, let me know. I'd love to try out new builds, especially if they're melee oriented. I'm down. I'm down to give anything a shot. But I'll see you guys in the next episode. Have a wonderful day, everybody.